I'm still 3 kilometers away from the camp with just a bottle of milk and a bar of chocolate. After finishing those, I'm still tired and hungry.
Ma'am? Yes, hon? More Hot Pockets!
So this war isn't like I imagined. I thought it would be like in the movies. Man, this morning, I thought we'd be...
Well, hold on a second. Let me get this right. The war is not like the movies. Let me see if I'm tracking. So we got Chinese mercenaries going to fight for Russia against Ukraine. And it's not like the movies, the video games. It's shocking. They don't get enough chocolate. Only chocolate and milk. Let's take a gander.
Walking 5 kilometers, so we ended up walking 8. Now we're heading back, and I see others riding in cars, but we're walking on our own 2 legs. Here, everyone else's training involves riding to and from locations, but we walk. 8 kilometers there, 8 kilometers back, 16 kilometers. I'm exhausted.
This kid, I'll link to the full video, signed up for the infantry. He's like, we walked 16 kilometers. Ain't there, ain't back. What the hell's going on? When you sign up for the infantry, you think it's on foot, right? It's not mechanized infantry. Let's keep going.
Thirsty and hungry, and my legs feel like they don't even belong to me anymore.
No.
Others are trained as mechanized infantry. We don't even get a motorbike. I'm still 3 kilometers away from the camp with just a bottle of milk and a bar of chocolate. After finishing those, I'm still tired and hungry. Others ride during training, but our legs are like the wheels of a motorbike. If I'd known this, I wouldn't have bragged about being part of the mechanized infantry.
Didn't turn out as sold to him, huh? He didn't read the fine print. And the CCP said, go fight for Russia, son. It'll be good. You'll come back a hero. With your shield or on your shield. This kid, you think you'd watch it and go, I'm not putting this out on social media. This comes from a Chinese observer. Again, link in the description.
I'm already lagging behind by at least a kilometer. There are 2 guys ahead of me, one from Chongqing and another from Yunnan. They left me behind by at least a kilometer. This has got to be the hardest job in the world, being a mechanized infantryman. I finally get it. The Russians even had us gathered firewood.
This isn't a drill. Things are getting wild out there. They're talking about using the 14th Amendment to Trump if he wins. Think about it. What happens if things spiral out of control? Civil unrest, more cyber attacks, pharmacies shut down, and you're left scrambling. Are you ready? That's why you need the wellness company's Contagion Kit. It's your no BS solution for uncertain times. We're talking Bectin, hydroxychloroquine, Z-Pak, bumectide, and a nebulizer. Everything you need to stay safe at home. Their doctors made it simple with a guidebook that explains how to treat respiratory illness and more. No hospitals, no gatekeepers, no red tape. This is about taking control. Click a few buttons and it's delivered right to your door. But listen, supplies are limited and the demand is exploding. Don't sit back and wait for the chaos to hit. Take action now before it's too late. Get your Contagion Kit and stay ahead of whatever comes next. Head to TWC/Jameson. Use code Jameson to save 30% off and free shipping. That's TWC Health /Jameson. Use code Jameson to save 30% off and free shipping. These kits are only available in the good old United States of America.
Yesterday, I spent the whole day collecting firewood, and today they want us to chop it. I'm exhausted. I came here to fire a gun, not chop wood.
The hurry up and wait, right? Came here to fire a gun. He saw it on YouTube, right? He saw it in Call of Duty. He's like, I just want to get it on 100% of the time. Now he's chopping wood, burning shit. He's like, they even made us chop wood. Yeah. You're a cannon fodder, boy.
I didn't expect this to last so long, really. Before, it used to be just a day and a night at most. You go to a small forest, rest during the day, and do whatever you want, then move forward at night. But here, there's no day or night distinction. It's just non-stop. And the drones on the other side, there's so many of them. You probably haven't seen drones blowing up tanks before, because there's electronic interference here. You can hear drones overhead from far away, and there are more of them than birds. When their drones come over, there are usually 1 or 2 at the front, acting as decoys.
Not to be Captain Obvious here, but this drone shit, these little 3D printed drones is terrifying. The big think tanks will say, this is good. Russia, Ukraine, we can see how the tech's going to come in. You know, peer-to-peer for the most part. We got a lot of guys on YouTube really go through the levels of detail with the Ukraine war. Tell me your favorite channel on that. Let me know. And this is interesting from a Chinese perspective. So from the Russian perspective, a Chinese mercenary.
If you have interference, it only works on the first 2. But then the drones behind start boom, 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 bombing around you. It's so bad that no one dares to stick their head out. Nobody dares to.
No.
Their intelligence is really good. As soon as a tank arrives here, they've already detected it. Then they start bombing, and no one dares to expose themselves. Some of the drones even carry C4 explosives or anti-tank rockets.
Yeah.
They hit your tank with a bang bang, at least 2 or 3 shots, and it's turned into scrap metal. So this war isn't like I imagined. I thought it would be like in the movies.
No.
I thought it'd be okay, shooting from a distance, throwing a grenade up close, kicking the door down. It's all just like what you see in the movies.
No, it didn't turn out that way. You're not kicking in a door. SEAL Team 6, well-trained. I mean, think about these Tier 1 units, Tier 2 units. Super well-trained. This guy probably has limited military training, almost National Guard type of deal. He goes over, and he goes, wow, this is never-ending. The machine's going to churn me up, and I'm just another number.
I get to try out all those things from the films I watched. It'd be fun, a great experience. But it's different here. They're ruthless, and so are we. To put it bluntly, no one holds back. Even the most basic bullets have been swapped out for armor-piercing rounds, just to make sure they kill. Understand? They're making sure you don't survive.
Yeah.
Earlier, I said my expedition was over, but that wasn't true. My superior spoke to me and said that my contract would only end once the war was won. As an intelligence officer,
Pretty interesting, huh? It's like World War II. Your term of service is over when the war's over, son. Think that's effective? Like, you signed up, your deployment's never ending. You can get out when the war's over. Does that work? Can we do that here in the United States? That's a bigger question. Is it a good thing? I'm not going either way. We used to do that. And we don't. I guess the Russians do, kind of.
I'm obligated to continue leading members of the storm troop. They're planning to send me to command the most dangerous unit within the troop. 2 of my men managed to escape, and now there's a full-scale search for them. If they get caught, it's certain death. So I can only wish them good luck. And about this job, it's basically about getting fed. Some people accuse me of siding with the enemy. First of all, you need to understand who pays my salary and feeds me. If I come back, will you feed me? If I can't even get enough to eat, what's the point of talking about ideals?
It's confusing here. I thought China was a communist utopia. Everybody eats. So he's taking almost no money to fly from China to Russia to fight for the Russian army, probably with no money. He's like, this is better than China. Now let me go back anyway. It's fascinating. I haven't seen this side of the fighting. If there's something out there, clue me in. I've only seen the Ukraine side because every YouTuber's got all this footage and there's boom, 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 boom.
If I return, I'll have to find a job myself, and there's no guarantee anyone will hire me. So I go back. Some of the guys here complain about how bad the Russians are, how they aren't nice to us. I tell them, no matter how bad the Russians are, the culture is different, but they still give me what I'm owed. A lot of fans have been asking me about joining the Russian military as a mercenary, so let me explain.
All right, let's hear it.
Listen, if you're still able to make a living back in China, don't come here to be a mercenary. Being a mercenary means your life is basically over. With the war being this intense, coming here makes you a target, plain and simple.
It's called cannon fodder. Pink mist, you're eviscerated by a drone strike. Seen a lot of that. And the big brains, the Army War College says this is great. We can see how peer-to-peer war works. You are seeing it. These guys are telling you on the flip. They just want to get paid and eat, clearly.
They might offer you 20,000 yuan a month, but there's no guarantee you'll make it back alive.
No.
I really hope you all don't consider coming to Russia to be a mercenary. It's as simple as this. Once you're on the front line, the chances of surviving are slim. Do you understand?
On October 19th, Chinese mercenaries Lao Wang and the Warden did a live stream where they casually mentioned how errors by Russian commanders are common. They said many bodies can't be identified, so
I bet they can. You think they did DNA like we do? You think so? No. Just dig a hole with a big excavator and dump it all in. These guys are never coming home to a Gold Star family. They're gone. Not even, you think they'd be part of the Chinese military kind of attached to the Russians. They go over as mercenaries.
are just reported as missing. The Warden added, "There have been 153 Chinese casualties on my front line. If we count your area, there will be even more. Of the North Korean soldiers that came with us, 8 of them were gone in just one day, even at the commander level. And they say North Koreans are tough? Come on."
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? North Koreans are tough. We got the most battle-tested group of men who've been summarily kicked out of the military or decide to get out. in our history, 20 years in the GWAD, you see guys on YouTube with 10 combat deployments. I think you want to keep those guys in, right? They seem to get pushed to the side for whatever reason. The DEI, is it just that's the way shit goes? Big green machine keeps stirring. But these guys feel that their situation in China is worse than them going to Russia to fight for no money. What do you think about this? This whole thing going on in that region is showing a lot, like how warfare is going to be fought. How would we do? Last thing, if you made this far, thank you. How would we do in a peer-to-peer? All these drones, all this tech, they can see everything. We were fighting people in sandals and man jammies for 20 years. And when ISIS came in, or ISIL, trained by us, it was problematic, right? They had no air, no drones. Till the end, there were some, but not like we got. What do you think? We do well, poorly? Put that in the comments.